Top 10 Addictive Adventure Isekai Anime You Must Watch. Let's go, guys! Kicking off with number 10, Shining Tears X Wind. The mid-2000s anime energy. Shining Tears X Wind is like that one RPG game you never finished but still bragged about because you got halfway through. We've got high schoolers yeeted into a fantasy realm, magic swords that look like they belong in Final Fantasy, and of course, mysterious girls who know way more than they should. It screams classic adventure isekai before the genre blew up. Now, is it perfect? Nah. Sometimes the pacing feels like it's sprinting a marathon while the character development takes a nap. But hey, the action is flashy, the music is decent, and it scratches that nostalgia itch if you grew up on PS2 fantasy vibes. It's the kind of show that makes you want to grab an oversized sword, swing it around in your living room, and almost break your TV. Don't lie, we've all been there. Sliding to number 9, the familiar of Zero, Night of the Twin Moons. Louise and Saito are back, and let's be real, their relationship is both adorable and slightly toxic, which makes it entertaining as hell. Night of the Twin Moons continues the saga of a Japanese teen randomly becoming a magical girl's familiar. Poor guy thought high school was stressful. Now he's dodging fireballs and trying not to get roasted by tsundere attitude. What makes this season fun is the way it leans into politics, war, and still manages to sneak in goofy comedy. One minute you're watching a kingdom on the verge of chaos, the next you're watching Louise blow Saito up because he said something stupid. Balance, my friends. Pure balance. It's not deep or philosophical, but that's not the point. This anime is like a roller coaster. You hop on for the thrills, the drama, and the slightly concerning romantic tension. And honestly, watching Saito try to survive Louise's temper deserves an award. Somebody give this man hazard pay. Landing on number 8, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle. Okay, buckle up, because this one is clamp-level trippy. Tsubasa throws us into a multi-dimensional adventure, where Sakura's memories scatter like Dragon Balls, and Shiaurin has to play Genshin Impact across universes to collect them back. This anime is beautiful, dramatic, and full of crossovers with other clamp works. It's like an anime cinematic universe before Marvel made it cool. Seeing characters from Cardcaptor Sakura and XXXHolic pop up? That's peak fan service. But let's be real, sometimes the story gets as confusing as your grandma trying to use TikTok. Still, the emotional punches hit hard. Watching Shiaurin struggle for Sakura is enough to make even the toughest anime fan tear up. It's not your typical popcorn isekai. It's heavier, more emotional, and sprinkled with wait, what just happened? Moments. If you're into long journeys, magical drama, and characters who look like they should be on the cover of a gothic fashion magazine, this one's your ride. Looking at number 7, Gargantia on the Verdurous Planet. Mechs in space? Check. Accidentally crashing into a water-covered Earth? Double check. Gargantia is that rare isekai where the protagonist isn't thrown into medieval fantasy. It's a post-apocalyptic ocean world with floating cities and pirates who look like they shop at Hot Topic. Leto, our clueless mech pilot, goes from hardcore soldier to confused fish out of water trying to understand this strange society. The beauty of Gargantia is how it balances action with themes of humanity, culture, and adapting when your entire worldview crumbles. It's like watching a soldier try to figure out how to order Starbucks for the first time. And let's not forget Chamber, the AI mech buddy who steals every scene with savage logic. Honestly, Chamber deserves his own spin-off. Gargantia mixes sleek visuals, emotional beats, and surprisingly chill slice-of-life vibes in between mech battles. Not your typical isekai, but addictive in its own weird, watery way. Jumping to number 6, Log Horizon 2. You know how Sword Art Online made dying in a game look terrifying? Log Horizon made being stuck in one look like a never-ending group project. Season 2 doubles down on the politics, economics, and strategy of living in an MMORPG world. Shiro, our glasses-wearing villain in glasses, is still pulling off 4D chess moves while trying to manage alliances, guild drama, and food cravings. Honestly, this man is basically the anime version of that one friend who turns Monopoly into actual war. What makes this season shine is the focus on world building. It's less about who can swing the biggest sword and more about how do we not starve or get scammed by NPCs. Sure, the pacing can feel slow, but if you love strategy and clever writing, it's binge-worthy. And let's be real, watching Shiro manipulate situations with a smile? That's both terrifying and entertaining. Crashing in at number 5, Suisei no Gargantia Meguru Koro Haruka. Yep, Gargantia again. But this time it's the OVA that expands the world even further. Think of it like bonus DLC where we get more time with Leto, Amy, and the crew. It dives deeper into the society of the Gargantia fleet, giving more character moments and a little extra action. Is it essential viewing? Not really. But if you loved the original series, this OVA feels like extra dessert after a good meal. More colorful ships, more slice-of-life bonding, and a few emotional gut punches sprinkled in. Sometimes OVAs feel like cash grabs, but this one actually adds value. It gives fans closure while also showing that even in a world mostly covered in water, humans still find drama, conflict, and ways to argue about leadership. In short, if Gargantia was your jam, this OVA keeps the addiction alive. Cracking number 4, Skeleton Knight in Another World. Finally, an isekai where the main character wakes up as a giant armored skeleton. And he's still more charismatic than half of the bland, overpowered heroes we've had to sit through. Arc the Skeleton Knight is hilarious, awkward, and somehow wholesome while looking like a Dark Souls boss. What makes this anime addictive is the mix of comedy and brutality. One scene you're laughing at Arc trying to hide his skeleton identity, the next you're watching him obliterate bandits like they're tutorial mobs. The world has that familiar isekai flavor, elves, magic, corruption, but Arc's personality keeps it fresh. And let's not ignore the irony. The dude is literally undead, but he has more humanity than some of the hero characters in similar shows. Skeleton Knight doesn't reinvent isekai, but it embraces the fun, wacky side of the genre while still delivering legit action. Plus, who doesn't want to root for a skeleton knight trying to make friends? Crashing into number 3, Life with an Ordinary Guy who reincarnated into a total fantasy knockout. Okay, hear me out. Gender-bending isekai comedy done right. 2 middle-aged best friends get isekai'd, and one of them becomes a ridiculously cute anime girl. The premise alone sounds like someone lost a bet, but it's comedy gold. What makes this show addictive is the bromance. Yes, bromance. The awkward tension between the newly transformed heroine and her best bro is both hilarious and strangely wholesome. The banter feels natural, the situations are absurd, and the self-aware humor pokes fun at every isekai trope we've seen a million times. And the adventure? Surprisingly solid. It's not just a gag show. It mixes real stakes with character growth, while still letting us laugh at 2 grown men struggling with their new dynamic. It's the anime equivalent of hitting random on character creation and rolling with it. Honestly, this one is so underrated it hurts. Storming number 2, My Isekai Life. I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage in the world. You know the drill. Average dude, boring job, boom, isekai'd into Fantasyland. But instead of being the usual bland OP hero, Yuji becomes a slime tamer and sage. Basically, he's one LinkedIn endorsement away from running the whole world. This anime is crack for anyone who loves overpowered MCs casually demolishing enemies. Yuji's slimes are adorable, his magic is insane, and the way he shrugs off everything makes it both satisfying and funny. Critics say it's generic, but let's be honest, sometimes you just want the comfort food of anime. Flashy battles, chill protagonist, and cute sidekicks. It's the type of show you throw on with excitement. Swear you'll only watch one episode and then realize you're 6 deep at 2 a.m. Not groundbreaking, but highly bingeable. And seriously, slimes deserve more respect. They're not just weak mobs anymore, they're Yuji's little chaos squad. Finally, number 1, Handyman Saito in Another World. Ah yes, the anime that proves even your everyday handyman deserves isekai glory. Saito doesn't have magic, super strength, or legendary armor. He just has tools and common sense. And you know what? That's his superpower. This show is hilarious because Saito keeps saving the day with skills that no one else cares about. Locked chest, fixed, broken gear, repaired, dungeon exploration. He's basically the fantasy Bob the Builder. But instead of being a background character, he's treated like an essential hero, and that's refreshing. The cast is quirky, the comedy lands, and the adventure feels like an RPG campaign with friends who keep making dumb decisions. And honestly, it's nice seeing an isekai that doesn't rely on ridiculous powers. Saito proves usefulness can beat OP magic sometimes. This anime is addictive because it celebrates the ordinary in an extraordinary world. Respect to handyman supremacy. And there you have it, 10 addictive adventure isekai that'll keep you glued to your screen, laughing, crying, and maybe questioning your life choices. Which one's your favorite? Drop it in the comments. Smash that like button and subscribe for more anime breakdowns. Until next time, keep binging and stay legendary, anime fam!